We have a title, which needs to be your title on the next blank page. We have been doing quite a bit of comparing. We've been looking at that math logic or reasoning, where we think about the size of the pieces before we draw them so we can make a good prediction. Your title says, which fraction is closer to 1 whole? Go ahead and write your title down, and we've got two fractions we're looking at right now, 1/2 or 1/3. How many pieces do we have if we have 1/2? How many pieces do I have if I have 1/2? It's not a trick question. Brown?
If you only had 1/2, you would have 1 piece.
Yep, I got 1 piece. How many how many pieces do I have if I have 1/3? How many pieces would I have if I have 1/3? Ariana? Nope, I would not have 3 pieces. Huh? I would not have 3/3. No. Listen to my question. How many pieces would I have if I have 1/3? If I asked you to take out 1/3 from your fraction bin, would you take out 3 pieces?
No.
How many pieces would you take out? 1. Well, which piece is bigger? Because both of them just have 1 piece. A 1/2 and then a 1/3. Just 1 piece. But which one is bigger? Is the 1/2 piece going to be bigger or the 1/3 piece going to be bigger? I'm going to wait till I see every person's hand. You can figure that out. Nope, you don't need a pencil. You just need your brain. Which piece is bigger? Think about your fraction pieces. You played with those. Which piece is going to be bigger, your 1/2 or your 1/3? Madison, which one's bigger?
1/2.
How do you know that?
Because it has bigger pieces.
It does have bigger pieces. How do we know that 1/2 is going to be bigger? 1/2 is bigger. But how do you know that? Evelyn, how do you know that?
Because 1/2 only has 2 pieces, so they're bigger, but 1/3 has 3 pieces in the whole, so they're smaller.
Yeah. If I'm sharing something and I share something in half, I only have to make 2 pieces. But if I'm sharing something in thirds, I have to share it now with 3 pieces. My pieces get smaller because I got to share it with people. Which one's going to be closer to a whole? That's a little tricky. That's a little tricky. Colby, what are you thinking?
1/2 because 2 is less than 3, so you just need to do 1 more jump instead of 2 more jumps to get to 1 whole.
Okay. This is where we're going to want a number line. Draw 2 equal-sized number lines. Because now we're not saying which one's bigger or smaller. Now we're saying which one gets us closer to 1. So draw 2 equal-sized number lines, please. No. No. That's why I said draw 2 equal-sized number lines, please. On that first number line, I would like you to draw and show where 1/2 is. Not a trick question. You can do that easy peasy. If I'm going from 0 to 1, 1/2 is right here in the middle. If I'm going from 0 to 1, but I gotta show 1/3, probably gonna look something like this. So now that I have a number line, I can more easily tell which one's closer to 1? Which fraction is closer to 1? John, which fraction is closer to 1? 1/2 or 1/3?
1/2.
Yeah, 1/2.
Exhibition.
1/2 only has to go this far, but 1/3 has to go really far to get there. That is the answer. 1/2 is closer to 1 whole.
Oh, reason because there's less pieces.
It's not because there's less spaces, it's because the distance is less.
I mean, more people.
So far, so good? Okay, let's do another fraction pair. We do not need to compare it because I'm not trying to figure out which one is bigger or smaller. I'm trying to see which one is closer to 1 whole. 5/6 versus 5/8. Go ahead and write those two fractions down. If I have 5/6, how many pieces do I have? If I have 5/6, how many pieces do I have? Tegan? 5. 5, 1/6 piece. If I have 5/8, how many pieces do I have? So they're equal?
No.
They both have 5 pieces. Are they equal?
I mean, they both have.
They both have 5 pieces.
They both have pieces.
Miller's saying no, they're not equal. How do you know they're not equal? They got 5 pieces. You just told me that. Tegan said 5/6 got 5 pieces. Zach said 5/8 got 5 pieces. Why are they not equal? They both have 5 pieces. Why would they not be equal?
They're not equal because their holes are the same,
Oh, they're the same.
but their denominators are different.
Yeah.
And so how in number is the 5 is closer to 6 than 5 is closer to 8.
If I look at my 6 size pieces, are those the same size as my 8 size pieces?
No.
No. Which one's bigger? Which one's bigger? Macklin, which one's bigger? 6 size pieces or 8 size pieces? Yeah. So which fraction do you think would be closer to a whole? Which fraction do you think would be closer to a whole? Jayla, what you thinking?
I think 5/6 would be closer to a whole.
Why?
Because my friends I thought is more closer to 6 than 5 is more closer.
Maybe. Maybe. Prove it. Get 2 number lines in your notebook. Figure it out. Which one is closer to 1 whole? What'd you find out? Which one ended up being closer? Sean?
That 5/6
5/6 is closer.
because it's like one jump away.
Yeah, it is 1 jump, even though it's a pretty big jump. Right, bigger than our 8s. It's still 5/8 is here and 5/6 is
What do
here.
you mean by the bigger jump?
All of my 8 pieces are smaller than my 6 pieces,
Oh, yeah.
but I still had to take more jumps. They were just littler jumps.
The 5/8 is like 3 jumps away from that's 1 hole.
Exactly.
And then 5/6 is 1 jump away.
Exactly. Last one, I'm gonna let you do it on your own. 2/4, 7/8. Don't draw anything yet.
You gotta do number line.
Don't draw anything yet. Which one do you expect to be closer? Which one do you expect to be closer to 1 whole? Don't draw it yet. But I bet you can make a good guess. Huxley, which one do you think is going to be closer to 1 whole? Why? Yeah. You would have to do 2 jumps. Also, are 8s, are those big jumps or little jumps?
Little.
So you only have to take a little jump. What about 4ths? Are those big jumps or little jumps? They're kind of big. So not only do you have to take 2 of them, but you got to take 2 jumps. Prove it in your notebook. Huxley says, I am expecting 7/8 to be closer to a whole. I have a feeling quite a few of you had that same thought. Prove it in your notebook. That's fine. Okay, you got to draw it now.
There's less jumps.
All right, we're going to work on this problem. We're actually going to work on this problem in partners and then come back and talk about it in a second. It says Mark has 4/6 of his cake left. Jackie has 4/4 of her cake left. Would you rather have the leftovers of Mark's cake or Jackie's cake? What are leftovers? What are leftovers? I live on leftovers. That's like my jam. Ariana, what are leftovers? Yeah, it's the food that is left over. So Ariana gave a really good example. Thanksgiving is a good time where you usually end up with a lot of leftovers. It's food that is left over, and you can eat it the next day. Some people will heat it up again. Some people will make it into like sandwiches or other things. But yeah, sometimes if you have a lot of food, you might keep it and then eat it the next day. That's what a leftover is. Okay? This is our question. Which leftovers would you rather have? Mark's leftovers or Jackie's leftovers? You're going to work in partners on this. You're going to keep this paper. You are not turning it in. You are not turning it in. You're going to keep it because we're going to talk about it once everyone is done. You're going to work with your partner. You're going to draw some models, have some evidence. You're going to write a sentence explaining to me, would you rather have Mark or Jackie's? And then you're going to keep it. You're going to transition into your math choice board once you and your partner are done. Does that make sense?
I'm not saying lucky. It literally just called one.
Okay, so far so good? Okay. All right, you had a chance to work with your partner on whose leftovers you would rather have. Raise your hand if your group decided they would rather have Mark's leftovers. Okay. Raise your hand if you would rather have Jackie's leftovers. Okay, I still saw people that didn't raise their hand at all, so we're going to try that again. Raise your hand if you wrote, I would rather have Mark's leftovers. Raise it high so I can see. Raise your hand if you said, I would rather have Jackie's leftovers. All right. There should be a model of some kind on your paper. I see a lot of bar models. I think that is a good strategy. Could have been a number line. That's totally fine. Live your best life. I just see a lot of people did a bar model. I also really like that I see a lot of stacked bars. You should not be writing anything right now. Why is it important that the bars are stacked? Why is it important that the bars are stacked? Not a trick question. We should know this. Stacked. Mackenzie? Not just so we can compare them. Why can we compare them when they're stacked? Ariana, help her out. Exactly. If we keep them stacked, we know, Mackenzie, that they are equal to start. Right? Then we can compare. All right, so we've got. Please stop whispering. It's annoying. Thanks. How much did Mark have left over? You just tell me.
6.
Okay, so I'm going to break this into 6. Which I imagine is what a lot of you did. And I'm going to shade in 4. So the shaded is what is left over. 1, 2, 3, 4. How much of Mark's cake got eaten? How much of his cake got eaten? Probably at a birthday party, if I had to guess. Bryson, how much got eaten?
4 pieces.
No, 4 pieces did not get eaten. Pay attention to what you're figuring out. Zach?
4, 6.
Nope. 4, 6 did not get eaten, no. Bryson, read that first sentence out loud to me.
Mark has 4/6 of his cake left.
Of his cake left. So what got eaten? He's got 4/6 of the cake left. Well, what was eaten? Bryson, what's eaten?
2 pieces.
The 2/6 was eaten. This part right here got eaten. It's not there anymore. It's gone. All right, so let's look at Jackie's cake. How much of her cake was left over? Everyone can say that to me. 4 fourths. All right, so I'm gonna break it into my fourths, and I'm gonna color it in. So how much did Jackie's cake get eaten at the birthday party? How much of her cake got eaten? Jalen? None. She's got the whole thing left. She got the whole thing left.
Wait, so nobody.
Nobody ate her cake. Maybe it wasn't good.
Well, she has no friends.
Maybe she didn't invite anybody. Maybe they forgot. I've definitely rolled up and forgotten to bring what I said I was going to bring. There's lots of reasons why she has the whole cake left. Which cake would you rather have leftovers of? Okay, hang on to it, please. Which cake would you rather have leftovers of? Carl? Jackie's cake, why?
Because 4 fourths is more than 4/6.
Okay, so?
Because Mark's there's 2 eaten, and with Jackie's there's none eaten.
Do you like cake, Carl? So you want Jackie's because there is more.
No.
More cake. Evelyn?
I would rather Jackie's.
Okay, why?
Because 4 fourths, even though we're full, I would love to eat more cake.
Yeah.
She has more cake.
Sure. Jackie's got more cake. What if you didn't like cake? What if you didn't like cake? Or maybe it was like carrot cake.
No, that's delicious. That sounds good.
Which option would you pick? Which option would you pick if you didn't like cake? Macklin?
Mark's cake.
Why would you want Mark's cake if you didn't like cake? Go for it, Macklin.
There's less cake.
There's less cake, which means you would get less of it. You would have to suffer less. If you had to share Jackie's cake, that would be a bigger piece. It would be harder for you to eat because it's a bigger piece of cake. Heidi, what?
I have a question.
Go for it.
Well, not a question. Can I share mine?
Sure.
I would rather have the leftover of Mike's because he ate 2 sixths left. He had 2 sixths left over, and Jackie has all of it left over, and I don't like it. So.
Okay, John, what is your question?
So, wait, if they
Oh, I cannot hear John.
if both of them have 4 what? Is it hard to decide? Because both of them have 4 what?
Both of them have 4 pieces left, yes. But which one has more cake left?
Oh, I see.
So which one has more cake left? The J one, Jackie. Jackie has more cake left. Even though they both have 4 pieces, Jackie has more cake left. What, Colby? Sure.
I'd rather have Mark's like them because he has less cake.
Okay. Make sure that your reason makes sense. So you should probably be reading what you wrote.
What kind of cake does it matter?
Make sure your reason makes sense. Nope, we're not talking to our neighbor. We're making sure our reason makes sense.